Hey Cancer, Love and Light to y'all here. Welcome to your March 2020 Daily Predictions reading. It's a new sort of series that I've started and launched right here for you in the month of March. We're then going to jump into a 3-stack pick a card reading, so feel guided, as you may do, to pick the card stacks that do resonate with you. We're going to first start pulling a card for each of the days, and we'll see what kind of comes through as a focus around this time. Now, Pisces, we're actually moving through the season of Pisces around this time, also Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So Cancer, though, right off the bat, I was meditating your energy, and I'm seeing someone's like, there's some kind of like, I'm seeing someone's like, wait, are you serious? Like maybe something is presented to someone and they're like, what? Like, wait, are you for real? Like, really? I'm hearing really? Are you for real this time? I'm hearing as well. Now, maybe someone actually like presents something to someone, or like the way that they like present something or propose something is almost like too good to be true. Like they feel like it's unbelievable. Okay, here comes again, Ace of Wands around the 1st of March. We're gonna get into it, Cancer. High Priestess here around the 2nd, leading out from the Ace of Wands. I'm hearing, hey, do you remember me? Maybe someone like even reconnects with someone, and they're like, what? Are you serious? I'm hearing, yeah, I'm responsible now. Somebody doing all the Pisces resurrecting from the past. Okay, 7 of Pentacles coming through, or a soul connection here, soulmate, even a certain like space in your own sort of psyche that you're like, it's like coming up for review, and you're like, really? Like, are we gonna do this again? Seven of Pentacles. Now, let's clear that though. 2 of Swords in reverse, leading into the 7 of Pentacles. I'm hearing, but I've got the munchies now. I don't know what that's about. Maybe someone's like, they remember something even, and they're like, should I write them? They're really like considering. They're like, should I like replace an O with like a 0 and just like call them up? I'm hearing that as well. Okay, now, I don't know what's the only take is about Cancer, but we got the Ace of Wands mirroring the 7 of Pentacles and leading up the 2 of Swords. This is the first week of March. Now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 5th of March, around the 5th of March, 10 of Swords. 6, we have the 3 of Swords, leading into the 10 of Swords. I'm hearing it's the March. The Monday March, you lead out with the Chariot, okay, talking about making a huge, move, change, transformation, even of ideology. I'm not sure what that's alluding to, but for where you're like, there's some radical change even, or somebody like suddenly like turns around and like has this whole like, I'm hearing turn down for what, like moment with you. I'm hearing that as well, like where it's like, hello, I'm like the new model in town, do you see me, did you see me, did you see me, did you see me? And like this person's like, where did you start like talking out like from the landline number of like, suddenly I thought your number was like actually like that, and then now you're like, someone's like, maybe they reach out to someone, they reconnect with someone in the past, this just throws this person off. They're like, what in the world are you doing in the police department? Why are you calling me from that number? I'm hearing that as well. Like, why are you saying pleased to meet you and like all these things, like you're so polite all of a sudden? What the heck? I'm hearing, why are, like someone's talking to someone's mother as well, and it's like, hello, Mrs. G. I'm hearing Mrs. Great. Great to meet you. I'm hearing, I don't know. And like, someone's like, this is way too good to be true. I'm seeing even someone like jumps suddenly to a certain conclusion as well. They're like, you're the one I've always wanted. You're the one I want to marry. I'm hearing that with the Ace of Wands, High Priestess, and stuff. I was like, what? Hold on. I'm hearing whack-a-mole. I'm hearing, does he kind of like worm back into the hole when you do so? Like someone's like, I think I need to like, is he serious? Like someone's like, truly, they're like, is he just like talking? Okay, like talking smack. I'm hearing as well. They're like, yeah, I know he's my best friend. I'm hearing as well. Like someone's like, no, like I want to be your everything, like, and they suddenly become like super romantic. I'm hearing this well, like someone's like, their behavior transforms in some way. Maybe even they like have some sort of like really big ideas, and they're like, listen, I just want to take your business also to the next level. And it's like something like related to networking, and it's just like, where did that come from? I'm hearing specifically, what do you mean you want to like work with my brows like that and make them like grow back? Like what? And they're like looking at this product even though maybe someone's presenting them, they're like, I don't know about that. What's in that thing? I'm hearing, is it like some sort of like, I'm hearing Doctor Who thing? I don't know what, anyways. Let's move to the second week. Cancer, 5 of Cups at the base of the Ace of Wands. I'm hearing, is this like real? No, somebody does not. They're like, this cannot be. 9 of Swords at the base of the High Priestess. They're like, she never even like wanted to like be be open to that, and now she's suddenly like really about that. Okay, so somebody's like, what's going on with that? Okay, Father of Wands, somebody's having like a turnaround. They're like, what's going on? Like, do we need to like massage her back a little bit? She's like two stores out. Like, what? Okay. Father of Wands, somebody's like, I don't know, they're about to even like travel or think about even like getting a car. I'm hearing the Hyper's mirror in the chair. Somebody dealing with the Pisces, even a Cancer. Anyways, Father of Wands, or like, what's going on with this whole change of subject suddenly? Okay, this energy came through. Maybe I'm seeing for everybody though, there's like a little bit of like this false start, a little bit maybe of like a false alarm even, where it's like, I'm ready, and this person's like, really? Are you really ready this time? Maybe it's something that's presented in the past, and then like someone kind of fell through with it, and then now they're kind of like the resurrecting. I'm hearing the cornucopia dream and conversation as well. 10 of Pentacles, and it's like, really, we're back at square one with that. Okay, 10 of Pentacles leading out of the Father of Wands. I'm hearing, remember, don't you remember? And like, maybe this is something that has a kind of like a cycle to it, and like someone's like, oh man, really? Are we really? We're talking about that again. Okay, so somebody has a representative here. I'm hearing that with the Father of Wands. I'm hearing it's related to the angel light. I'm hearing forces. I'm hearing like a G-force. What's that song? Okay, something like a G-force. Like, okay. Anyways, Father of Wands, I'm hearing is a real tricky conversation. Something about twin flames. I'm hearing as well, like 10 of Pentacles. Someone maybe told their family and their parents and all the friends, like, I'm over Fred. He's such a dick. Yeah, his name is Frederick, and now I get it. Okay, anyways, so Fred or Dick. Fred or Dick, which one do you want to choose? Well, you get a dick with either one. He was just a straight up asshole. Okay, so that's what someone says to someone. Holy shit, no, they didn't like Fred, alright. He's ready to come back to the family gathering, family reunion, what? He's reuniting with what? With who? The number of the taxi cab that we will be calling him. Okay, we need to make sure that we call it so that he gets in it. We know, we can confirm, we're going to make sure he safely arrives to his needed destination. Like, someone's like, we're going to take the wash bin, and we're going to, like, water the whole plant down until the seed drowns, everything just kind of like, I don't know what's going to. So somebody's like, what happened to this whole plan as well that we had? All of these beautiful plants that were growing, suddenly we have this weed growing again, and they're like, it has to do with the office and the doctor's note. I'm hearing that with the Father of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. So there's something even related to the physical body, even healing. Somebody's transforming some space, and it's like they're actually they're starting to talk about something here. Actually, it has to do with their dreams. 10 of Pentacles as well, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Father of Wands. Like, someone maybe is like, well, I think that this is what I want, and this person is like, are you like Thumbelina with like super thick skin? Like, Thumbelina's a very romantic character, right? She's like, kind of like romanticized, if I do remember, in Disney. It's like, she's like a Disney character, she's kind of cute, okay? And then it's like, you know, she suddenly is dealing with this grizzly bear, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, you're dealing with the bad boy from the Brady Bunch here as well. Like, he's got this like evil twin, this evil twin that like winks at him from like eye to eye and gives him this weird grin, and like gives him a grimace later, like throughout the show. I don't know what. Anyways, let's clear that. Let's not go there. Okay, our answer. Somebody gets truly creeped out, also maybe by this person. Like, somebody's like, because I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Like, someone like also made this huge deal. They're like, this guy is like total trash. I'm here. He totally didn't treat me right. He told me that I was like, you know, not good enough to talk to. And now I'm hearing, I'm tantalized by his reappearance. Really? What? He showed up? Where? What? In my dream. Okay, so someone's like, what in the absolute? I'm hearing, are you like hooked on Applebee's again? I'm hearing that. Like, someone's thinking like, is this what you're eating? What are you eating? Are you like on some kind of like drug? Okay, like someone's like really Cancer. They're like questioning. They're like, what are you on? Like this kooky like, you know, I'm hearing come home thing, this whole like, I don't know, someone's like, I just don't get it. So maybe someone's like thinking the whole twin flame thing also doesn't make sense. This could be someone's friend. They're like looking at this person, they're like, he totally didn't treat you right, and like you're gonna talk about him like he's some freaking angel who's like ascending from heaven, descending to you. If he's in heaven, he's descending to you in wherever you are. We don't talk about that because it's a delusional space. Whoa, someone's friend is like, listen, I'm so sorry. Like they drag this, I'm hearing Mickey out of their mouse cage, and they're like, you're totally fucking off of your wagon wheel with this. I'm hearing that specifically someone feels like something is hopeless, like cyclical and hope. That's what they say. Now, we're going to get into the details here, Cancer, because I'm seeing that there's a really long story. It's not like what everyone also faces when they think about driving this drunk bastard in the face with another bottle. I'm hearing to smash. I don't know what that's going to do. I'm here to smash it out with, like, someone's like, they have this problem with, like, alcohol, tequila specifically. They're, like, hooked on freaking tequila, and they cannot do without. I'm hearing the spice. I'm hearing the woody smell and spice. I don't know what. They're like, they have something here with an addiction, even when it comes to the imagination. They've got something here with, even, like, they have some, like, drug that they're taking here with the Ten of Swords and the father, like, they're shooting something. I don't know what. Anyways, let's clear that. Now, I'm hearing, but it's complicated. Okay, I'm hearing that, like, someone, like, they look back even at their mother and they're like, Mom, he's just, like, moving, you know? He's, like, in transition. He's, like, changing and everything. Okay. And the mom is like, I'm about to, like, make you, like, my mistress instead of his, like, if that means you getting out of this bullshit. I'm hearing this gang. I'm hearing, I don't know what that's going to. They're like, get out of the whole the covenant thing, whatever. It's like, okay, this person's like, are you in a contract? Okay, get out of it. I'm hearing that's like someone's like slapping someone with this fucking, like, fly swatter. Like, I'm your fucking child, why are you judging me? And this person's like just slamming them in the forehead with this freaking mosquito net thing, and they're like, you're totally, like, you're having another episode. You're having delusion. You're done. I'm hearing that. Like, what's that about? Okay, so someone feels like something also has gotten out of control. This could be you with an aspect of your being as well. You're, like, telling yourself, like, damn it, you're done it again. You're going through this sort of cyclical space of, like, reviewing all of these things, these dumb things that don't matter. Like, someone's like, they feel like something's being, like, even, like, regurgitated, okay, from their, like, the hind legs of their hopeless mentality. They're like, get out of here. These really sad thoughts. I'm hearing, I don't need you and you don't need me either. Trust me. I'm hearing, I'm way better than that. Anyways, it's like someone's trying to empower themselves, or, like, trying to release this, also this form of identity that in some way was, like, slinking down to, like, meet this, I'm hearing this gravy for the mashed potatoes halfway now. I don't know what, yeah, Cancer, but somebody's like, literally, they're like, I'm about to call him back. This person's like, what? You're not. I'm hearing, it's Mercury retrograde. I'm hearing, get your little, I'm hearing recognition device here now. I'm hearing Face ID. I'm hearing, trust me, it's not gonna say it's your freaking twin. I'm hearing, okay. Holy shit. Someone freaking slamming also the book down. They're like, listen, no one who belongs in your life is gonna freaking treat you like this, trust me. I'm hearing the train makes stops where it needs to. If it doesn't let you get off of the fucking train, I'm hearing, it's not your fucking twin flame. Somebody is like, they literally feel they need to slap someone silly sober to make them realize that some people are better left behind. I'm hearing, even if it is as the conductor, let them think that they're fucking winning the race, okay? I'm hearing that specific, like, someone's super pissed. They're like, I cannot imagine that this person is taking the drunk dad back. I'm hearing that as specifically, like, somebody, like, they cannot fathom. They're like, for real, they're even, like, they're taking off their clothes, I'm hearing, in their mind's eye. They're getting turned on by the fantasy of dancing with the stranger again. They don't even know this freaking person. They've met them 2 times, I'm hearing, at the tailor. I'm hearing the buzz. Someone was like a hairdresser, and this person, like, totally butchered their whole haircut. And they were like, oh my god, but he helped me in other ways, trust me. And it's like, what the fuck, what's that about? Okay, anyways, they gave you some sort of, like, they gave you this, like, timestamp on the side that said we're forever. I'm seeing that specifically, like, someone, like, they buzzed this symbol in someone's hair, and it kind of, like, made this person feel like, oh my god, we're brethren. I'm hearing that as well, like, we're best friends. I'm hearing that as well, like, you're my boyfriend from, like, another belonging. I'm hearing of blood. Like, someone feels like you're just, like, the person also, like, that I totally was, like, wishing for, and, like, I'm so ready. I'm hearing to, like, wipe away the tears, honey, don't you worry. I'm here, I got the teddy bear as well if you need to squeeze it. It's my tummy. I'm hearing, I don't know what this will do, like, okay. Someone's like, I want to hold your baby, like, I don't know, it's like, Leo, I'm hearing Leo I'm hearing leveling up. I'm hearing to their last relationship standard. I'm hearing, and that last relationship was not with you. Okay, I don't know what they're like. I need to make a comeback. Fuck. I'm hearing my whole focus in this like relationship where I take my fangs out and like I puncture them in the neck and I create this wound that they feel they cannot get over. It's not fucking working anymore. Shoot, I gotta really rewrite. I'm hearing the way that I use the whiteout on the script. Okay, so let's discuss things. Okay, I'm hearing, hey, I just want to come over. Yeah. Can I just, like, hold your hand a little bit? Look, I just want to be really, like, I want to feel connected to you. We haven't felt connected in soul. I'm seeing someone coming up to someone, they're like, listen, listen, I've missed you. I'm seeing someone, like, looks in someone's eyes. Jesus. Cancer. I'm hearing Jeremy. They're like, I'm hearing, look, I just got out of class. I just want to hold your hand. I'm hearing, like a good girl. Like, the good girl that I know you are. What? Okay, so somebody, like, they have this, like, also this, like, mistress. It's, like, this double archangel that they, like, kind of, like, address them as well. What is that? What is a double archangel? Like, it's like, oh, no, you're not, like, the good. You're also the bad, baby. You know what I mean? Like, you're both. But just for me, I don't know what's that about. It's, like, Bender from, like, The Breakfast Club. Is that Bender? He's the one who's, like, in trouble. Whatever. Anyways, so... And someone's like, no, but you don't get it. Like, I like that. I like that he's just so, like, he's bad boy, but good to the touch. You know what I mean? He's got the way that he just rounds out the rough edges. Oh, baby, you don't know. His massage is, like, liquid gold, I'm hearing, and it just drips from his fingers. He just knows what he does. He just makes me want more. I'm hearing, I'm on. Someone's fucking, they're possessed. They're freaking possessed by the Father of Wands. Cancer, let me just let you go now, okay? No, I'm kidding. Someone has a fantasy though, but let's clear that. I'm feeling pressure on the right arm. Somebody definitely, like, they do some kind of drug here. I don't know what that's alluding to. Somebody could have this Neptunian influence as well. They have Neptune contact with someone. Someone doesn't know what happens to them when they meet up with this person. They're like, I just 1 minute in, boom, I felt like I didn't know who I was. He didn't know what he was doing to me either. He said he didn't know. And then, like, that's it. We were done. We were, like, on the floor. We were, like, dragging each other by the hair. I don't know what that's alluding to. Cancer was like, I'm hearing never knew love like this before. It was like the song playing in the backdrop, like felling my back, threw my back out. My back definitely like threw my back out in the middle of whatever that was. The disco Saturday Night Fever thing we were doing, and then holy shit did I find a new page to write in with my notebook. I'm here, my journal, my pen. The next Passover, I'm here the next day as well. I don't know what that's alluding to. Someone like felt like, damn, it threw me off. Like that whole thing, like made me feel like I just got like dragged to hell and like sent back. Like, but this time not to heaven. I feel like I kind of got stuck in the dungeon of like his deepest desires and I couldn't get out. So I don't know, Cancer, what you're dealing with. I don't know what or who you might be dealing with, who may be dealing also with this. But it's a dangerous sort of discussion, as you might feel. You're like, I don't even want to go there. Like someone's like, they want to be so careful about even like, I'm hearing dancing with this idea. Okay, it's like, I don't want to say his name. He's a stranger as far as I don't even know him. Do you know him? Do you actually really know? Like someone's like looking at his room, like, do you even really know this person? And I'm hearing, I know the drugs are on. I'm hearing that, I don't know what. Cancer's not for everyone. But anyways, for no reason, it's going to be a Neptunian sort of influence that may at times kind of take over, preside, and you're just like, I don't know what's happening. I just know that I'm, like, happy right now. And I just want it to, like, happen again. Okay, with the Chariot and the Ten of Swords, no judgment. Cancer, I'm hearing, but things, you know, maybe just because, like, everything feels good at certain times doesn't mean that, like, maybe we need to clap for it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what someone's telling you, or maybe this is what you're telling someone. Now, for number of you, I'm hearing it comes down to tension. This is for another number of you. This person actually tests this person in a way that, like, triggers them, and it's something that is almost like it has this effect of a drug. It's actually very attractive to this person. They're like, oh my god, you take me out of myself. What? I mean, no one's able to do that. What? You're like the perfect tattoo, and I want to just like, I want to brand you. I'm here across my jawline down to my neck. Like, what is this, the Jugger? Is this where like he's like, you? I'm hearing you got me, baby. Like someone feels like somebody like they turn inside out for this person. They're like, you totally turn into like this Muzzy character. Muzzy, isn't that like that like is that like character? They're like this. on that TV show or something, like Muzzy, it's like for children. It's like, it feels like you lose all of your logic suddenly when you're around this person. You turn into this like Muzzy character. Sometimes I'm hearing it's a matter of, you know, is it, you know, it's just a matter of time. Like, for a number of you, maybe it is something that also turns into, like, I'm hearing a creative Barney caricature at certain times as well, where someone feels like, oh my god, like, you also refer to them as this, like, angelic, innocent amphibian that has no sort of, attractive character other than, like, their creepy portrait that they somewhat painted for you, and you're gonna stand there, actually not gonna stand, you look like you're on the floor right now. I'm hearing you're saying you're in love, you've fallen in love, you look like you're on the floor, and you're like, you're kind of out of focus, out of touch with reality. Someone feels like they recognize maybe like someone totally, they take themselves to another level when it comes to like listening also to their higher self in relation to this one lesson. So I don't know, maybe someone feels like you're in the cycle again. I'm hearing the letter H. I'm hearing, honey, are you back? I'm hearing you back. Yeah, like someone's like trying to get a hold of them, like on the phone. Maybe someone's mom calls them and they're like, are you focused again? Like, just tell me you're like not involved with that doorbuster, please. I'm seeing like someone maybe even had this like really inappropriate behavior. Like they kind of like, they branded something for someone. It was kind of in an assertive, really assertive, aggressive manner. They're like, listen, you and I both know that we talk to each other like that, and that's between us. Whoa. So someone's like, they wanted to kind of thwart the image that like was created by way of these other individuals. Anyway, I don't know what that's linked to, but anyways. I mean, this happened like 3 times already with the High Priestess and the Father Wand. I'm hearing it was a bust. Like, they actually busted into the room, even the door. I don't know what that's alluding to. Anyways, and it's like, what? Like, you're gonna call him, like, your best friend all of a sudden? Like, he's your buddy? Like, you both, like, train each other on, like, the best, you know, ways to, like, talk back as well. Like, you have this competitive, like, I'm hearing oligarchy, sort of Oval Office / like, I'm hearing open-ended envelope letter that like you kind of like both write and rewrite again and over, and like you think that this is love. Hold on. So what in the world do you wake up to when you realize that the world, I'm hearing, between you two is actually not spinning? Like, what? Someone feels like something is, it's a fantasy, and they're like, so everything here is like your freaking fantasy. And somebody maybe is like, they're punching someone in the face with this podium mic. They're like, they want answers. They want to know, like, what gets you into this cycle? Like, and this person is like considering, like, maybe I should just take up psychology because I am like perplexed. Maybe this is someone's friend. No judgment, Cancer, if this is you, if this is someone who you know. If you're a cross watcher, you're like, my Cancer mom thinks I'm like a Mayday situation. Fuck. Like, she thinks I'm like totally hopeless and I'm like gonna move in with my big brother now, and like he's gonna like bring his friend over. I don't know what that's going to, and it's like it's gonna turn this whole thing. Like, I don't know what that's going to. Anyways, now I'm hearing Mr. and Mrs. I'm hearing Mistress as well. I don't know what that's going to, and it's like I'm hearing the Mrs. and Mrs. Mistress. Let's clear that. And it's like someone's like, it's complicated, and this person's like, there's nothing complicated about like. I'm hearing a covenant that cuts you out of the clause and says that you're, I'm hearing, too close for comfort. AKA, I'm hearing you're close, period, and I hold you at a distance at any moment in time. Is that fucking love? I'm hearing that specifically. Someone's like, that's not how I learned about love. So maybe someone's like, well, maybe it's like something that's changed in the degree program that maybe she studied, like something like everyone should be open to like all forms of life, and like this includes people who like want to take the absolute life out of you, beat the shit out of you, and make you feel like you are nothing. Is that the way that we learn about love? I'm hearing the new day and age is the new age type of love I'm hearing as well. Someone's like, totally. They're like, I want to take all the wind, okay, from beneath his wings. Someone's like, if I saw him on a sailboat, I'm hearing, I wouldn't hitch myself to, I'm hearing, the tail end of his, even if I'm hearing, was training on the Titanic. I'm hearing, like, no, they're like, I absolutely, I'm hearing, would not go home with him. I'm hearing, if I heard, I'm hearing, of one slice of bread, I'm hearing that he broke for you to offer you, I don't know what, someone's like, this person was so freaking cheap, they totally didn't even, like, chase your work down with some kind of, like, water, like, what? Like, you were thirsty the whole fucking night, you literally were up, I'm hearing, excuse my language, Cancer, but we gotta be real honest here. Somebody has a really fine example that they see you setting, and they feel like that this flirt baboon, we have to be honest, Cancer, my mom's a Cancer, shoot, and my dad, okay, shoot, my mom has a moon and a sun in Cancer, she's definitely gonna call me up, I'm just reading, if you think this flirt baboon is gonna be, okay, the fantasy that comes to life in this life, okay, in the next life even, yeah, let's bring it back again, I'm hearing, it's not going, I'm hearing, anywhere, and that could be because of me as well, I'm hearing that as well, it's like, I cannot let this happen to you, even if you looked at me and you said, oh my god, he's back, and he's in love, and he led me down the aisle with these roses and these, I'm hearing these red cheeks, he was blushing, he was sensitive, I'm hearing for once, I'm hearing, he told me he was sorry, he told me that he saw himself more clearly now, he saw me as well more clearly, and we all are, I'm hearing, excited, me and his family, his 4 children, I'm hearing all of them, we're gonna go to Florida, we're moving, I'm hearing actually tomorrow, and the whole house, everything, I'm hearing has been financed, everything is fine, Cancer, I'm seeing, like, whoever's listening to this literally feels like I will be, okay, I'm hearing that one person laying on the fucking tarmac, the runway for the plane to take off, that makes sure that you do not, I'm hearing, leave the state. I'm hearing Kansas. I'm hearing Canada as well. I'm hearing come home now. Yeah, the state that you're in, whatever it is, fucking come home right now. Someone's like freaking emailing their daughter. They're like, you're not doing nothing, honey. I'm hearing, it's Mercury retrograde. Don't make any decision. La 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 la. Okay. Someone loves this excuse thing. Whenever things aren't working out, they're like, Mercury retrograde. Fucking sucks. Okay, honey, don't make any decisions. Okay, we'll talk about it later. Okay, and so they're like, I think you should just come home. Anyways, yeah. So somebody's like, no, absolutely not. And they're like, yeah, if I even like told their dad about this, they would like drag the skeleton out of the closet and like beat it against the wall. Like, we don't even know this guy. We just have this like this living image of like his total masterpiece, I'm hearing, of manipulation, and we're ready to slice, I'm hearing, the fingers off. I'm hearing of the hand that actually shakes hers. I'm hearing the next time that it shows up. Holy shit. Cancer, your family ain't on board. Okay, or you are the family, you ain't on board. Okay, whoever's watching, cross-watching, this is definitely not a party that someone is throwing, inviting all attendees to as well. I don't know if maybe someone shows up and someone's like, wow, okay, so he's real bold. He's also really on some heavy-duty wine, because I don't know if he remembers my aunt. I'm hearing Shiva, not because she was. I'm hearing Sheila. She took the, like, whole shampoo bottle, I'm hearing, to his head. For a number of you, though, I'm hearing this is, like, a whole, like, a pot or a pan or a skillet. I was a skillet for a number of you. That had grilled cheese on it. I'm hearing, I don't care. I did not care. I'm hearing I took it to his whole, like, his gray hair, his buzz cut, I'm hearing balanced act that he had going on there. I don't know. Somebody's like, I'm gonna shave your head. I'm hearing with the skillet. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I don't care if the fucking grilled cheese is on. I'm hearing all of it. It's just all gonna grease you down. I'm hearing as well. This could be metaphorical. Cancer, let's clear it. Somebody here, though, really, like, truly, they were like, they saw what a hard time a certain space gave to someone, and they're like, if you think that this is, like, something that will, like, have hope in it, I'm hearing, I will be, like, the person who you feel cheats you and telling you that it's not real. Okay, like, someone's like, I will be the person that you end up blaming, like, don't do this, and I promise you, like, in the end, like, you can blame me. They literally come through. Cancer, like, it's to the point I'm almost feeling like someone's like, I will pay you to pass, okay, on the opportunity to like live in Magic Mountain with this monster. I'm hearing seriously. I'm hearing make them a bet that they can also accept. Maybe they offer you something, you're like, I'm sorry, Cheetos. Cancer. I'm sorry. This person tells this person, like, tell them Cheetos and Cheez-Its are not enough to make you Cancer, to make me chase you back, okay? And this person's like, he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. This person's like, what was it? Okay. This person's like, you know, my favorite, Cheetos and cheese. It's like, you don't even eat that. I'm here, you haven't eaten that in like 6 years. I mean, you've stayed away from cheese. Correct me if I'm wrong, you've been a vegan, actually, for, like, going on 4 years, and now you're fist bumping. I'm hearing all of these new little, like, fancy add-ons, treats. For this might be related to a certain community network as well, that somebody's like, wow, you want to join? And this, anyways, for no reason, it has to do with someone's job, thinking of going back, and it's, like, totally was draining, and this person or this conversation is like kind of melting the Wicked Witch of the West without any words at all. Like, I don't know what, she didn't have time to say I'm melting, and it wasn't any like source of heat. She was just literally, she was going down by way of the source of light that this person was like really kind of like lighting the whole room up with, actually. So somebody, like, they went on they went to the altar straight up. They were like, hi, I'm here. Heaven and hell don't mix. Sorry. Make sure it doesn't happen. I'm hearing priest, priestess, high priestess, like they did some sort of like, woo! They like did the whole, woo! They had their whole governing body. I'm hearing of the higher realms, all the celestial, also, singers in the backdrop. They had it called everyone up. They're like, no matter what, make sure the story does not, I'm hearing, stand on its own 2 feet. I'm hearing, because whatever it is, it's going to be leading them both. I'm hearing to the aisle of absolute. I'm hearing destruction. I'm hearing obstruction. I'm hearing, and it is actually on a legal level as well. I don't know what that's linked to. Anyways, now for an overview. Holy shit. Cancer. Remember, I still love you. Everyone still loves you. They say it with love. They say it with the peace of mind that they want you to have ultimately, right? They don't tell you, like, I don't want you to marry him. I don't want you to be his friend, or whatever it is, because they want you to, like, marry some grizzly goo, okay? If anything, they see this person as the grizzly goo, and they don't want you to have to end up with them. Maybe they feel like you don't see it as that yet. And maybe they actually see that the story, like, got to the point a few times where it might have been actually quite dangerous. Like, you might not have been able to see had they not actually pulled you out of the trench. And so for no reason, I'm hearing like you were talking to yourself, or maybe they felt like you were talking to yourself, talking yourself, like, about the space in a way that was like, this just doesn't make sense. Like, this is totally like, I'm hearing the Wolf on Wall Street, but like the trap of like Goldilocks with grandma, and like she doesn't even know, like, after like 10 years that's not fucking grandma. Like, how do you not recognize like grandma from like you know, the big bad wolf? Like, he has like greater I'm hearing also I'm hearing like masculinity. I don't know, someone's like, he's just like, he has to get in touch with his like feminine side. This person's like divine feminine. I'm hearing he fucked you like a horse. I don't know what, and maybe that's what somebody tells someone. They're like, they recount the story, they say how everything went, and like someone is like, they're going out of their mind. They're like, you're for real? I'm hearing, hold on, that, what is, someone was like, but he was like so feminine, he had this like feminine nature, this like, also this way, this formal way about him, and like, someone was like, for no reason, they felt like there was ego at play, absolutely, and they're like, this is a power play, power trip, and then he totally processed it through you. Okay, you were like the machinery through which he processed this pain of his own, and you didn't really feel it even, and that's the saddest part, is that it felt kind of like okay or normal. And I'm so sorry that in some way I'm hearing you you sheltered. I'm hearing that wound within you. Whoa. So somebody, like, they feel like, yikes, like, why would they appreciate this way that someone would handle or treat actually their own, like, address to themselves, like, formally? Like, they feel like someone actually took down their whole, like, character, and they're like, you suddenly became this whole, like, I'm hearing this whole, like, mistress, and, like, you had this, like, hidden identity, and then, like, you sheltered yourself, and then, like, you showed everyone that you were, like, you know, kind of like showing up, but like you weren't telling anyone what you're doing, and like it turned into this whole like Monday is Tuesday thing, and like time doesn't exist, and then like you started to talk about your whole reality in a way that kind of rewrote it, like for us included, and like we weren't part of your story and everyone was like part of history, and then this is your new life, and then it's supposed to like rewind the tape again. Like, I don't know what that means, but maybe it kind of maybe someone just through counting this, they're like, they don't get it again. They're like, I don't understand how, like, you know, this could at all lead to romance. Like, I'm sorry, but romance doesn't hold a rope around your neck, does it? I'm hearing that sounds like fucking rape. So somebody feels like, listen, I'm so sorry to hold this vulgar language to you here around the month, the wonderful month here of March, Cancer, but somebody like feels like they need to get real tight, okay, with the talk here, and they're like, no, I'm not letting anything through. I'm sorry. Like, you want me to talk about this? You want me to glorify it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm hearing I'm not available for that. Okay, so somebody maybe feels also like, I've been too good, just letting also these grapes grow on the vines, and like we never pick them, and we never like say that they're problems and whatever, but this one is a freaking problem, and I want to address it formally, but at a certain point it gets me kind of flirting with my own with my own future that I feel is at stake as well. Like, this is our children, this is our life, this is also like a life that we lead out. I'm hearing to set an example, and if that's the kind of formal attire that you also want to be wearing, the type that makes everyone feel also like ripped around the edges, like for you, like, I'm so sorry, but I'm not good at acting at all, and I cannot tell you that I will represent this. I'm hearing and appreciate. I'm hearing I'm hearing the depth through which it dragged you. I'm hearing to become. I'm hearing just that much more. I'm hearing mediocre in your own light. Somebody knows someone's worth way more. We lead out here with this Ace of Pentacles. Now, the conversation actually ends about the topic of translocation. So somebody's like, they're at that point where maybe they're thinking about moving, maybe they're even thinking about making a purchase, they're thinking about like kind of resurrecting something here, maybe like re-signing some lease. I'm hearing that with Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. They're thinking about kind of re-establishing even some kind of like really important conversation. I'm hearing that, so they're like, we're gonna restate some kind of like vow, or like, anyways. And then you lead out with the 9 of Wands right here after the Ace of Pentacles, and it's diagonal to the Chariot. And so it's like there is like a really painful conversation that needs to be had. Like, somebody feels like it's really awkward. I know, like, I'm hearing specifically like dad would not approve of this. There was a lot more that like needed to be done. It was really actually like inappropriate, and I realized that. Maybe someone like came home drunk to like someone's family, and like they totally like they fist bumped everyone, and then they farted on their couch. I don't know what that's going to do, but they like, maybe they disgraced them. They're like, yeah, you and your whole family. I'm hearing you all like, I'm hearing you ought to like, you know, fuck yourselves. Like, someone actually like they cursed someone out. I don't know. And this person was like, never again. Okay. I'm hearing that specifically. I'm hearing Mandy. I'm hearing, listen to me. There's no more room for this in the family. I'm hearing as well, like, someone feels like there's a certain role, like even for the children, it's like, it's totally like, it's drawing like in between the lines, and it's kind of making this feeling like of like, oh, this is kind of okay for the children. And so maybe someone feels like there's some kind of even like evolution to this space that is like, wow, it's kind of like, we kind of have to be actors, and we have to kind of act like, well, it's kind of okay, but it's like really not. But we don't have to tell her that she's also like, you know, part of the story, and that she needs to kind of step out of it. And like, so they don't want to like maybe even blame someone for being involved in the way that they may be. Now, we move into the last month of March, Cancer, with the Mother of Pentacles. I'm hearing she's got a cheerleader. Here comes the Daughter of Pentacles. Wow, interesting. So in the last month of March, we have Mother and Daughter of Pentacles. Somebody's really scared. I'm hearing they're not only scared, but they're also sad, and they're thinking, what will it take to get this person to like also rewrite them a little letter or two? Maybe like this person moved to like also another office or another place, maybe a physical place, and like they're like, I don't know how to get a hold of them. They moved into this new like this new place, and like it's like technically like in another part of the world, and I can't really like pass lines through the feed like that. There's something like blocked even. I don't know what that's alluding to. And it's like Priscilla. I'm hearing Priscilla coming through almost in every reading. I'm hearing she's like a princess, but like in a castle that doesn't exist, and I don't even know where it is. I don't know what I'm hearing line to reach her at. I don't know where the lane is that leads up to the road to kind of like romance her back, I'm hearing as well. And so somebody's like, what is it gonna take? Now, judgment coming through. Right after this Daughter of Swords, someone feels like it actually is fame, and it's gotten out of hand, out of control. When it comes to someone's like also sort of reality, like someone feels like they're living in this bubble. They think like life is about these sort of like romantic ideals that actually don't really raise the right questions to the right people, and it kind of like makes, you know, certain things like kind of seem okay, like that behavior is like absolutely, I'm hearing, not acceptable under any freaking circumstance. I don't care if it's a flame, okay, to a match, or a flame, okay, on, I'm hearing the sensation, okay, of the soul that is to be reignited. Like, I'm hearing in plain, I'm hearing in simple terms, I'm hearing humans are not here. I'm hearing to live through, I'm hearing sufferable conditions. Now, this is what someone may be relaying. This is not my personal opinion necessarily, Cancer, but take it as you will. It could be your own energy, it could be that of another. Someone's like, listen, I'm hearing shorties like a melody in my head, dun dun ba da dun 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 dun, I'm gonna get dun 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 dun, better to be replayed, shorties gonna dun dun dun, and it's like this person's like, I have to like crack the code. What is it? They're like, what, not just what is it? They don't throw that question out and like kind of hope that the boomerang hits the back of the forehead and like makes it all clear. They're like, you will never also maybe find it. Okay, so maybe I need to be the one who I need to know. What is the fascination I'm hearing with this? I'm hearing with this like advancement of the DNA that makes all of the ducks quack. I'm hearing like a crack at it. I don't know what, no judgment. But maybe someone feels like they're like really throwing out like slander. They're like, this person is like part of a history that we don't want even associated with our name. They're like, no. They take this like big like this match as well, and they're doing this like this sort of like figure 8 thing with a match. I don't know what that's. They're like, I'm hearing we don't want I'm hearing him, I'm hearing Trump as well. I don't know whether I'm hearing supremacy with a father once. I don't know what that's only to. But it's like somebody is like, they want to like white out like a part of history as well. They're like, how can I just make her like wake up from this fairy tale of I'm hearing dressing, I'm hearing like a woman without dreams on. I'm hearing also on her finger. Hold on. I'm here on. Somebody's like, listen, they feel like someone's also changing their identity to kind of suit. I'm hearing the momentum of what someone else sets the pace of the relationship for. It's like, you don't want that, do you? You don't really want that, do you? And I'm seeing someone's like, they're charging someone. I'm hearing with murder of their own. I'm hearing also character. They're like, you're literally letting yourself go. And do you know that? Do you realize that? You realize that you're not, I'm hearing the same Lilith. I'm hearing Lillian that you were back in the late 20s. I'm hearing that specifically. And so I'm hearing 30s, 40s, 50s as well. And so I'm hearing, you know, it's no secret, everybody in the 2-story home has had a story or two to tell about it as well, and we just don't want, you know, I'm hearing Riley and her children to have to relate to this as the role model figure. So someone's like, they're real concerned about like a child as well that might be like kind of like vulnerable perhaps as they consider it. Again, it could be a perception. They're like, I think that this is just, it's just they're susceptible to this. They are maybe even exposed to this type of behavior naturally under the circumstance. And so for a number, it's like someone's sister, and it's like, oh my gosh, like maybe this other person is like their aunt, and like, so naturally it's like not like they just disappear and they turn into this like, I'm hearing witchcraft woman in another world and time. I don't know what Cancer, but it's like, okay, again, it's all perception, well, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, naturally we'll ask, like, what happened to, like, Wilma? I'm hearing, is she, like, with Fred still? I'm hearing that again, like, what happened to, like, you know, the famous, like, broke his nose moment, like, didn't it break? Like, and what happened? Like, did he make it again? Like, I don't know what this is going to do. Like, someone, like, they smash someone's face with, like, a freaking frying pan. Cancer, I'm hearing that. And, like, it just, everyone was like, that's it, he's gone. He's just, you know, he just didn't belong here, and then he showed up, and then, you know, so, and they, like, told the kids, like, you know, with the sort of feeling of, like, I'm hearing that they were, like, they had the soldier to tell the salute. I don't know what, like, someone was like, I pledge, like, I'm never gonna, I don't know what that was going to do. Not necessarily, but for whatever, it was, like, something metaphorical, and they're like, it's history, so, like, they're talking about history, and they said, it's not related to her, really, it's complicated, it's not, anyways, like, they tried to maybe dissociate, and they're like, and then, okay, it left those kids kind of wondering, like, okay, well, then where's Aunt Wilma now? And it's like, does she want to, like, work with us, like, in the playroom? I'm hearing play outfits, wearing play outfit, and it's like, so somebody feels like, well, she's on another vacation, and this person's like, wait, so what? Like, but they're kind of like, the last impression that was set maybe wasn't, like, the most world class, if you know what I mean, in terms of also acrobatics. Like, someone was like, they literally left, like, throwing frying pans at each other. Oh gosh. And it's like, that was not the formal greeting nor goodbye that you know, neither one of the kids really really faced at the end of the day. Like, they were like, what happened? Like, so someone's kids, maybe perhaps, or someone feels like there's something that, like, is just, like, even, it's beyond that point of, like, we can repair this connection. I'm hearing this relationship, like, there's something, like, they just feel like, I told my kids, like, this is not okay, and then, like, it happened again, and we cannot, like, we're responsible. We cannot represent that the space is, like, home to them, because if they feel like that's home, like, they gotta go to a new home, and I gotta be a parent enough to process that pain. Even, like, if I can have my own children here, when someone's over, something's got to change, and you know, we got to make it work like that. I'm hearing as well. So maybe someone's like, that's painful to hear. Like, okay, so okay, now I'm hearing, I don't know what to do about that. Judgment here, looking into the daughter's words, like, no one wants to say, like, you're not welcome as well, we're disowning you. No one wants to kind of, like, leave the letter at the foot of the door as well. It's like, that's not okay. The way that we do things, and I'm hearing Auckland, I'm not sure whether that's a Looney Tunes, I'm hearing New Zealand as well, I don't know. But somebody's like, listen, it was someone's first time, okay, they were just, you know, like, focusing on the wrong things, and so, you know, we'd love to have you back, but just let us know, like, also if somebody's gonna come over. I'm hearing that specifically. So for a number of you, it's like someone maybe is in the process of transitioning out of a certain space, where they're, like, letting something go, but then they're, like, also not really letting anyone know about that process. And so the family is like, there's a family in the air. They're kind of left hanging. They're like, so what's supposed to happen now? Like, is she, like, on the Scooby-Doo show still? Is there, like, still Scooby-Doo, like, having her scrub the floor like that still? And, like, she's, like, she's saying that he's, like, some kind of, like, king, and that he's, like, kind of, like, you know, kind of kind to her. I don't know. Anyways, what that means. Now, take it as you will. Cancer's not me speaking. It's just channeling what's coming through now. So somebody feels like, well, we can't change anything at this point, right? So maybe we should just choose another woman to, like, also wash our floors. What? Okay. What's that about? Cancer. But maybe this is actually related to the home. Hold on. And it's actually really just maybe even some kind of service industry. This came through in the Libra reading strongly. There's mistreatment here, perhaps, that someone feels or felt that was absolutely, like, inappropriate, and so they felt the need to call it out. Now, or to kind of, like, create some sort of even, like, billboard or an ad to, like, prevent this kind of, like, management system from happening again. Now, or even, like, overtaking some kind of industry. Now, all right, so it's about exposure to information, education, content, whatever it may be. Now, okay, so yes, it's about exposure and educating. I'm hearing also I'm hearing activism. Now, you lead out of the Judgment card with the Daughter of Cups. Whoa. So somebody's, like, real worried. They're like, well, would they make it back? Like, would they show up again? Now, for a number of you, definitely, like, it's kind of interesting. Well, it's weird because I'm seeing the Father of Wands has his eye on the Daughter of Cups. She's actually come back. But he's like, he's actually, I'm hearing he's really aware of like her whereabouts. He's like tracking her as well. I don't know what that's alluding to, but like someone has this little like button and like they have to press it like every 30 minutes to tell this person where they are. What? Like, is this like a bear? That somebody like, they're like, I need to make sure like at any moment if I need to taser them, like if they're talking out of turn, like it's none of your friggin' business what they're even talking about, right? If they're at another table with another 2 people, right? I'm hearing that specifically. I don't know what, that's not me speaking, just kind of channeling what's coming through. So maybe someone's reaction is like this person's like, oh, he wants to like talk to me every like 35 minutes. I'm hearing that as well. And this person's like, you're not like, you know, I'm hearing in the hand-me-down office, you're not lost, and like they need to find you and make sure that you're found. Like, we're your family. I'm hearing that specifically here with the Daughter of Cups, the Daughter of Swords, and the Father. Someone is justifying, okay, this type of also like journey that they're on. They're like, I'm on a journey. I'm hearing that with the Daughter of Cups, Daughter of Swords, and the Father of Wands. And somebody's like, Felicia, I'm hearing goodbye. I'm hearing it's time to say goodbye. I'm hearing time to say goodbye. And they're like trying to create these romantic sort of images in this individual's mind when it comes to sort of like romance. Like, you know, this is romantic. That's not really romantic. And I'm seeing this person is kind of like, they've created this image and they're kind of like, they're kind of challenged. I'm hearing to confront. I'm hearing it, and ultimately it's not this person that they confront or the image that this person sort of upholds, it's themselves and the role that they take on to sort of like replace that image with something else that is kind of like, I'm hearing a really difficult task. For a number of you, this is actually, it's rooted in, I'm hearing say my name, when no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. Like, they found love, like, also in places that they never, like, really learned to. Like, they're like, well, what is love really? Like, what does it mean for, like, 2 people to be, like, also really happy together, like, you know, and to hold on to that love and, like, savor it. Maybe they felt like they didn't have this, like, real example. May not be the case. They might have, absolutely, but maybe for a number of you, like, someone maybe also interpreted like that they didn't have an example. They didn't maybe feel like something was also talked about enough, like it wasn't maybe like vulnerable enough or emotional enough. And so when it came to kind of forming these emotionally based connections with others that are like truly vulnerable, they kind of like, they felt like they needed to go on vacation for that. I'm hearing vacation mode. I don't know what that's alluding to, but perhaps there's like, we kind of need to like have like, you know, everyone vacate the property and not be able to like also speak on it. Like, it's kind of like this very, very like far off, like sort of void space that like, or space period that like someone feels like they climb into the labyrinth of and the barrel of, and they kind of like go through this whole maze, this I'm hearing wild contraption of like convoluted messages that they speak through with like their higher self, and then like this other like I'm hearing history that's programmed. Like someone's like, maybe they feel like they confront their sort of character and their so-called problems through the lens of also that of another, and it allows them to somehow like face their problems but not directly, like to say, well, what is it that you're facing? Okay, so let me like, you know, kind of gives that chance. It's a lot less pressure than, oh, I'm talking to a therapist, or oh, I'm talking to my parents and I'm confronting it directly. It's like I'm looking at this other person and I'm looking at their life, and then it's kind of like through them I'm looking at my life. So it's like I learned about myself through this other person, but wow, what a lesson, right? To kind of like have to land. I'm hearing on the map with when you eventually fly up into the sky, when you realize that you really actually do want to jump. So I'm hearing also jump out. I'm hearing of that jail cell. I'm hearing situation. I don't know whether it could be metaphorically, it could be in your mind, it could be an aspect of your own being, it could be with you. But for number you, it's something that it's actually a tendency. I'm hearing also jealousy streak big time with the Father of Wands. This is not normal. It's not like you're flirting with another guy. Well, okay. I'm just like I'm not cute enough, okay? Like I guess, and like this person like pinches their cheek. No. It's not like that. It's like that's the first time and that's the last time. If I see you again talking to that little loser over there, and they trash talk perhaps even like other people in their midst. They're like, what does he have that I don't? Like, what does he got that I don't? You know, and this is not the Benjamin Button moment. Like, this will only get worse, right? It's not like we will grow old together, we will learn to kind of remedy these wounds. Like, these are things that are not your responsibility, perhaps even to like rile up, to stimulate, to trigger, and then to talk about as your problem as well. Cancer, like, someone's about to take on like some kind of even so-called opportunity to heal their own wounds, but at the same time, I'm hearing having the opportunity to kind of like, I'm hearing learn about the other. I'm hearing the other side of the story that is not their own. So I don't know what that's alluding to, but you know, be it a sort of so-called trigger sort of dynamic where it's like, well, we trigger each other and then we like talk about it and then we like make up and it's wonderful, and then, you know, it's like Mr. and Mrs. all over again. It's like, but at the end of the day, you know, I am still me, even if, let's say, I am a Mr. and Mrs. and maybe this is what someone's telling someone. They're like, you know, it's not like, right, like just because you're married, then you lose your whole space of autonomy. That's not really like the true fabric that's woven when we talk about the future between two people, right? It's not like I'm going to fix you in place. You're going to be the focus of my whole reality. And if you ever flirt outside of those lines, okay, of the formal agreement that we have with one another, I'm hearing you're fucked. That's not love, right? I'm hearing that. Maybe that's what someone says. I'm not coming through and claiming that, Cancer. I'm hearing Leo, but someone feels like as a parent, maybe they have a different perspective and they're like, this is just not the way that I also felt, right? Like love, like I can't look at the situation and say like I feel love, and maybe this other person's like, but I feel like it's something I'm learning about. And so it's like, it's just, there are different perhaps also dynamics here, and maybe someone's like, well, you just don't understand, and then they're like, well, maybe I don't understand, maybe you're right. But at the same time, like, what I do know is that marriage cannot be created from an asylum space where you feel completely, I'm hearing, hopeless and set in pieces. I'm hearing to pick yourself back up together and put your puzzle, I'm hearing in touch with mine again, but in a way that now feels weird. Like at the sake of your relationship with this other person, now it's weird between you and me, and I'm your own mother. So for a number of you, it's like, this is something that someone really felt like, you know, I don't want to say that you need to let go of this person, but it's like, you know, do you see also like the person you become with me? Like, it's changed. So for a number of you, someone feels like, what is sacrifice? What is being sacrificed? Okay, at the level and degree of like creating this so-called relationship within this other space or with this other person. And I'm not judging, okay, Cancer, but maybe for a number of you, okay, somebody's like, look, you know, I just want you to realize, I just want to bring it to your attention that, you know, in life, everyone has all kinds of relationships. You do have, let's say, that one soulmate. You do have that, maybe at times, like, that one person who's, like, you know, your little buddy, okay? You're, like, your secret. Maybe it's when you're dating, and it's just kind of, like, cute, and it's exciting, whatever. I mean, everybody has these phases, maybe even, that they go through at times. Maybe someone is actually, like, telling them that, okay? Now, again, I'm not saying anything you're Cancer, but, and then it gets to the point where it's, like, then you have these sort of mentorship relationships, right, that you hold with people that you feel, right, hopefully have meaning for you in ways that are not conditional, where it's like, well, we didn't come together and then create the space. It's like we were actually brought together in this space, and so it's what we create naturally within it that kind of like holds meaning. And so what do we cherish in this space together? You know, what is it that we choose to actually manage the space of together? And so it's like kind of in a way like we were made for each other, like in a way like as your family, as your mother even, I am your soulmate as well. So if this relationship and all these other relationships are crumbling, I'm not laughing, Cancer, here at anyone here, but it's like somebody is at the point where it's like it's hurting them, and they don't want to like have to say it like that, where they're like, look, I feel like, you know, you just look at him as more than even God itself. Like, what happened to, like, I'm hearing Gertrude, I'm hearing religion, like someone feels like someone's a forsaking, even ambient, even spiritual. They're like, you know, you used to be into like spirituality. I'm hearing that for a number of you, like someone, no, not for everyone, but for a number of you, it's like, well, I do feel like a number very strongly, so you're somebody here, absolutely. I mean, if you're watching this, right? Okay, most likely, always, there could be so many factors at play, but to say in this way, like, for a number of you, somebody perhaps, they are very much in also this space of, like, you know, okay, like, transformation, spirituality, and whatever it is, and then And then like, you know, having this sort of connection with the higher self and here as well, and they really meditate and so on and so forth. And it's like, maybe they fall into, I'm hearing Helena's trap. I don't know, I'm hearing again. And it's like something that just kind of like, it hurts. And then they look at it as like, but it hurts so good. Like, it's like, and then it's like, what, wait, so hold on. So then what was good? Like, what was good that we gave you? And so how did you interpret that? So someone is like, they're kind of like, they don't want to like have to come in the space and like remodel and excavate someone's like whole, you know, connection, space, everything and everyone. They're like, we don't want to have to do that, but we also want to be very clear on what our responsibility is and making sure that we also hold, right, the relationship in a healthy way with you. And do you not want that love that also we have to offer? You know, why is it that you would drop, right, this sort of like very deep connection that I would otherwise have felt with you, for the sake of living in, I'm hearing, what I consider to be kind of like hell? And so it's like, God forbid, hopefully not what is, you know, okay, but you know, maybe someone feels like, well, hell to me is like learning, and I want to learn. Okay, that could be something that someone says. Now, take it as you will, no judgment at all. But here, the Father of Wands, the Daughter of Cups, again, it's like, well, you know, what is it I'm seeing specifically? It comes to the point where it's like, what do you see in yourself, and what do you see actually as of what you offer to others in your relationships as well? You know, what do you feel like you offer this individual, and what do you feel like it is that maybe you offer us? And do you feel like in some way, like it's not the community that you're looking for? So maybe someone is kind of like, comes to the point of community, and they're wondering like what this person actually wants, what it is that they're actually wishing for, what it is that they are waiting for, even like, you know, if it is a certain like type of world, okay, like, is it a matter of like, you know, your even like your financial space, like what is it? Like this person's really trying perhaps to even accommodate some kind of very deep, even like psychological storyline. Like they're thinking, you know, what is it that we need to kind of like maybe even like say, you know, out loud? Is it something that you feel like you need to say? And so know that this is a safe space. And so I'm seeing like somebody comes through and they actually like, they represent something in a very clear way. Maybe they really do like also clarify something, okay, something in some shape or form or another. But they're still like, I'm hearing they're still meditated on. I'm hearing meditating on here with the Father. So Father Wands got this like string. I'm hearing also this story, this web even that's woven here with the Daughter of Cups, the Mother of Pentacles, and the Father of Wands. Like there's something like this. There's this kind of like caricature, this image that somebody has like created, and maybe like someone even playing some sort of dual archetype where it's like, I'm masculine, but then I'm also like, I'm giving you the role of feminine. Someone here is having someone take care of their children. They're making them feel like a mother in some way. And it's making them feel like in some way they're like really at home. And this person's a master manipulator. Don't doubt it. Even if they look like super simple, they have their story all solved. I'm hearing in such a way where even I'm hearing, you know, certain, I'm hearing of the finest. I'm hearing mystery novel writers. I'm hearing would be left. I'm hearing smacking their lips. I'm hearing for more. Like, this is the type of sick I'm hearing as well. Like, it's not my opinion, Leo. I'm hearing Leo. Okay, calm down. Leo's like, I'm dating a Cancer. I kind of like to come home late at night. What are you saying? Okay, no. Cancer, chill, all right? Chill. The children are fine. They're happy. We're not talking about you. All right. For a number of you, it's like, if you're like, you will know if this is okay. Like, and it may not be like the person watching that. So if you're watching, probably not. Okay. Take it as well. Probably not. But for a number of you, it's like, no. This is like, I know this person. They chew on corn. I'm hearing specifically like all the time. I'm hearing at the convention. I don't know. Let's clear that now. They go golfing. I mean, they're a golfer. I'm hearing. Let's clear that now. For a number of you, they romance. I'm hearing they romance the ideal here. They play up some ideal that's highly romanticized. It's a hyper idealized space that somehow like makes this person feel like they even need to compete in the classroom of discussing this depth of character. So this person's actually like, they feel like they've been invited. They've been invited to the club of disaster to actually dive so deeply to discuss I'm hearing I'm hearing the distant past of the Father of Wands. I'm hearing no man's land. Now, someone's like, look, I'm dangerous and I don't let anyone know about it, but you're the one little, you know, pill that I pop. You make me feel right. And so this is the way that I see, I'm hearing myself going from great to greater in the future. And so it's like someone makes someone even feel like they have this part in their world, this part in their story. It's like a book on their shelf that, you know, they kind of like maybe even don't show them. It's like they make them feel like they're part of this private world, this private life. Like you're the princess in the castle that can't complain as well, right? I don't know what that's alluding to, but someone's like, they're kind of like, they have this way of being like, look, it's perfect. And they have this way of sort of talking to this person in a very simple manner that's like, they cannot refute that statement. So for a number, you're dealing with an absolute narcissist, no question. It's beyond that though. This is something, I don't want to define anything, but from what I'm getting for a number of you, it's more than also one problem. It's not just like they had something happen through, you know, in the parenting space. It's like they have actually a degree, okay, maybe even in the very complicated messenger. I'm hearing messaging space of the management of their emotion. I'm not sure what that's alluding to. Like maybe they have this like ability to psychologically completely, I'm hearing, fuck anyone that they're dealing with, to the level and degree where that person feels like, I am like your future. Like, and it's like, it's to the point where it's like, did I even like sign up for that? Then they don't realize that because they're so focused on like the glory of I'm hearing the coming home message of, I am your world. How exciting. I'm hearing to the whimpering puppy who has, I'm hearing no warmth, I'm hearing in the cage, that it at a certain point in time so-called called home. Now, that's not to say that there's any blame on anyone, all right. But somebody here has maybe a sort of feeling of like, I'm dissuaded from residing in spaces that were created to be comfortable. I want to feel like I've kind of climbed into the cage with this really clawed, I'm hearing monster that will not make me feel like I am the monster. Who? So it's like, yeah, Cancer. For a number of you, it's like, let me really make it clear. Okay. For a number of you, it's like, yes, it's like, for a number of you, someone perhaps makes someone, this is not for everyone. Some of you watch a telenovela here, okay? Like, really, like, you're like, and you know it. You're like, this is not my situation. I know that, but maybe it's something happening on a metaphorical level. No judgment at all. We all have Cancer someone in our chart in some way or shape or form. That perhaps these energies, even thematically, in whatever way, no judgment at all, maybe playing through. So again, take it as well, but it is as well a general reading. But this is a specific message here for perhaps a number of people. Now I'm hearing the letter P. I'm hearing pension fund as well. I'm hearing PIN. They give you your PIN, you have their card. It's all simple. I'm hearing at the store, shopping, da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. The story is simple on a certain level. Okay? We have nothing that we don't share, I'm hearing as well. Now let's backtrack. Somebody here perhaps get to that point where they're like, listen, I want to grow old with you. I'm hearing that as well. But look, I have these sort of like quirks about me, and I just want you to be careful with that. Okay, because you know, you're too good for that. I don't want to do that to you. I'm hearing specifically, and you know, I don't want to make also good girls like, you know, go home crying. That's not the point. That's not the point. So let me be like the prince in the castle as well here, and just don't, you know, press my buttons or anything. Like, don't make me feel like I need to like punch a wall or anything. You know, just don't like get me to that point where I turn into like a raging maniac and I make you feel like you did something wrong. Like, it's so simple, right? Like, it's so simple, right? And they kind of talk to this person in a way where it's like, just don't let it get to that point. Now, this might be, again, for a number of you, let's clear that energy. And it gets to the point where this person's like, I just have to be good. That means, like, you know, not doing certain things certain times. And then, you know, at certain times it's like, well, then, so what am I doing? Jumping through loops to make sure that this person doesn't, like, leave their real identity, like, and then I am the one who, like, made them trip and fall, like, fuck no. I'm hearing that with the Daughter Cups and the Father Wands. Now, for a number of you, this is a real serious case. I'm hearing of also like sociopathic tendencies. I'm not judging anyone, but maybe that's what someone claims the space to be. And somebody actually claims this to be as like an enriching experience. Even if they feel like they fly off the rails at times, for me, this could even be a space in which they are mentoring, teaching, even so-called healing someone. And it actually, it requires of them to represent in some way in this space, and it gives them a sense of empowerment where it's like, well, I'm not the one technically with like the problem, but I'm like kind of teaching them, coaching them on it. And it gives me this sort of psychological kick. It gives me this sort of psychological boost. And then I feel like I'm in a booster seat and I'm like more than a little baby. Okay, I hear that with the Daughter. I don't know what I was listening to. So for a number of you, it's like even like a really tough exam. It could even be like a really tough teacher and someone's like, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish the class. I'm going to take it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then this hyper sort of fixing mode. I'm hearing fixation mode. This person perhaps even, or this space, even this product, it has this person like, but it's a person and for a number of you, it's some sort of like, or even a place, or even a position. It's like it's got them hyper entranced, like to the point where they don't even know I'm hearing wrong from right anymore. It's to the point where it's like anything goes with this person. They can do something, they can slam a wall, they can slam a dish down, and it's like, that's part of my my decision that I made. And are you gonna like make me feel like I shouldn't have done it? Are you gonna make me feel like I am dumb? I'm hearing as well for turning back on the decision that I made when I said I would never do that again. Are you gonna betray me? It's a really, really sad cycle, Cancer. It's something that you cannot solve. I'm hearing that this person cannot solve as hard. I'm hearing as they wail. I'm hearing to the gods above, and they cry, they yearn, they say, "Take my life instead of theirs." It's not the point. It's not about life or death at this point. It's about the distance that can be crawled through, not defining that space of either or. Am I alive? Am I honest? You know, and will I kind of throw that blanket on the bed and just see who sleeps under it? I'm hearing as well, like, that question of, like, you know, I'm hearing animosity, remorse. Like, somebody, they need the tension. They feel like they need the tension, and ultimately it comes from a space of not being able to talk about truly their feelings. And so it turns into this sort of, I don't want to call it, like, warped, but it's kind of like, it's misguided. Not to say that something is like purely wrong, and not to say that intention is bad, but it's sort of like it's misguided, to say that it's guided in a way other than perhaps is actually set out as I'm hearing their souls, I'm hearing true, I'm hearing I'm hearing secret nature. Okay, interesting. I'm hearing of advancement. So somebody is avoiding perhaps even some kind of like soul contract. I'm hearing soul evolution, and it's so much more to play with when it involves, I'm hearing, playing also with the hearts of others, because again, it's kind of like this, it is a cycle that they kind of both feed on. And you know, the Father Wands with the Daughter Cups, they kind of both flirt with the same like fantasy of like not addressing truly the image of what they kind of like call each other, which is like, you're my boo, my best friend, you're my boy, you're my boo-boo, you're my boo-boo and my band-aid both. You make it better, you make it worse, but then that's freaky. Let's step out of that, right? Okay, so it's a real fine line here, Daughter Cups, and then Father Wands. Like, wow, we could say that that's like so romantic, but really I'm hearing, what's the race that we're both like keeping up with, and who's really running it? Like, if neither one of us are willing to run, I'm hearing, to the actual finish line. Wow. So let's clear that. Leo, I'm hearing Capricorn, Cancer, dear Cancer, somebody though realizes that it's a cycle, and it's a rhythm, and it actually only it responds like to certain things, and it actually rewards, I'm hearing, behavior that is kind of scary, because it brings people out of that state of like complacency into a state of like hysteria and confusion, and oh my god, we're in this fight or flight mode, we have to address the problem, that there's a problem, we have to address it, we have to fix, we have to be the savior of, okay, this serious, grave problem, and will I be the one to do it? I'm hearing even for myself. So it's almost like there's this reflection here of like identity. Like they wonder, like, if I can solve this person's problems, then it's almost like I can then solve my own. And then it's like, wow, I'm like a superstar in like the space of like serious problems. And then I feel like mine are like way more easy to handle. But then I'm so busy dealing with this person's trash that like my garbage keeps piling up as well. And actually it's becoming like more than what I actually own. And how did that, wait a second, someone turns to their trash bin, they're like, how did that one little candy wrapper end up in my trash bin? I did not throw it there. That's not my habit. Oh shoot, I'm hearing I'm taking it on. So let's clear that, not for everyone. No, it may not be the case, but maybe someone, again, they kind of like call it out. They're like, I feel like this is maybe kind of like what's going on. Maybe they warn someone of this space. Again, not saying, you know, anything like a personal opinion here, Cancer, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, maybe someone also wants to remain neutral or sort of like autonomous. They're like, well, maybe even anonymous. They're like, maybe they write this person. They're like, hey, I don't want to tell you like who I am, but like, I'm a really important person in your life. I really find you like to be someone who is actually racing on a really high track in life. And I just want to tell you that this is actually, really risking, I'm hearing, your whole life mission. And can you just like respond by telling me what you think that is? Like somebody wants to set someone back in their sort of like so-called place, and it has to do with sensation, sentimentality. Maybe they feel like, well, there is a loss of like, again, like feeling of empathy, even with the Daughter of Cups. And you know, how do we get them out of this like racing mode, this hyper like tense like talking mode, also talking about things mode, you know, in the thinking space, like in the mind, you know, this so-called like enriching experience, as someone may feel it, it's like, does it actually get them talking, thinking, and seeing? I'm hearing also about the things that actually have them seeing themselves in their highest potential in the future. So, you know, it's a long journey, and you know, some people feel helpless when they see these sort of cycles, and they're like, what do I do? How do I get them out of it? How do I dig them up from this crap that they've sort of like, you know, bury themselves with, you know, hopefully not Cancer. But, you know, perhaps certain people feel helpless in this space when they observe the sort of, also the triangle. I'm hearing the triangle, which is actually, the triangle is the most powerful, constructed image. It's the most powerful shape, triangle. And so, you know, it's like there is this sort of feedback, maybe even like the system of like, you know, it's me, but then, oh, it's not, but then it's that thing, and then, well, it's that, and then, no, now it's you, and then it's, you know, we're kind of like, we're twirling in the topic, and it's almost like now we don't know who it is really, because now it's more than that, you know. I don't know what that's alluding to, but it's like, let's really let that go. I'm hearing the whole listserv as well announcement, like that, you know, maybe related to it. So for a number of you, it's also something competitive, may have to do with someone's inborn nature as well. And they realize that something's also just not realistic. Maybe they feel like, well, I'm just trying to like win the situation, and there's no winning in the situation. Like, that's the point. They want the cycle to go on, or they wouldn't have started in the first place. I'm hearing that for a number. I don't know what that's alluding. Not to say that everyone who has some sort of like, you know, sort of like dance. I'm hearing even that, you know, with some sort of even addiction. Not to say that, wow, they're like, you know, they're challenging the potential of the future. No, okay, not at all, but like maybe for a number of you, someone feels, well, and again, to say this way as well, just because somebody has like some kind of psychological space that they work with does not mean that, okay, they're also like mismanaging their potential. Okay, I'm not sure what those alluding to, it's just coming through, or to say that they don't have potential, not at all. But for a number of you, there's a system that someone feels, it's not meant to tell the story. It's meant to sort of subsist as that, as the system. So it's a system, it's a mechanism, it's some sort of escape, I'm hearing as well. Like, it kind of like temporarily relieves, it sort of like places, okay, the button that needs to be pressed on the balancing beam and says, well, we won't press it until we have it perfectly balanced as well. You know, that's all kind of like a psychological, I'm hearing, play by play. That's kind of like, you know, watching drama. It could be addicting, right? At times, like, you know, I'm sure we've all kind of like, we've gotten sort of suctioned into that vacuum of that vacation that those people are on. We're watching these people in their life and how life just passed by for them, and then suddenly you realize, like, my life literally just passed me by too, and like, I just like left Earth for a moment. I was totally like out of my body. Like, I had an out of body experience, I'm hearing, when I was like living in that space, or like could even be like a virtual space when it has like even some kind of like activity they do, or addiction even, and they're just like, it just doesn't take me like really higher, like, if you know what I mean. It takes me higher, but like it takes me like farther from home. I'm hearing about Daughter Cups, or what feels like you know, the sort of like focus. So let's jump into the pick a card stacks. Dear Cancer, I'm hearing Gemini and see how justice I'm hearing jokes around every now and then. I don't know what that's alluding to. Cancer, I'm hearing, has to do with fame. Unfortunately, at times, it kind of sticks its middle finger up at us and says, hey, I'm hearing you're famous. I'm hearing that fucking sucks. So, I don't know what that's alluding to, but not to say that everyone who's famous is, like, screwed. Not at all, but to say that maybe for a number of you, like, there could be someone here who, in this particular situation, maybe it's like, well, fame, you know, it kind of like led to this, I'm hearing atrophy. I don't know, their character, I don't know what that's alluding to, but maybe someone felt like, man, like they're just acting like also maybe not like themselves. Someone could also just going through some sort of phase, okay? So it's like, I'm so sorry, like, I don't know Fred, I don't know anyone who like stuck their middle finger up in my family either. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, I'm not famous, I'm not, but I am like flirting with the wrong boys every now and then. Okay, or not specifically. So it's like, maybe this is like a kind of like a warning. It's like, we don't want to get to that level, you know, like a spring, we just take a little sip in the very beginning of the little river water, and we're like, wow, isn't that the way we're also going to get rich? Okay, so maybe it's something like a cycle that just kind of like starts at a very sort of simple, at a simple sort of puncture, I'm hearing, of thread to space. Wow, I'm seeing someone like taking a needle and they just kind of like, they just dip it into the fabric, and they're like, it just takes that one little like dip, the one little like opening to open yourself up to an experience like that, and then it kind of becomes like commonplace. Like, so if you feel like I'm starting to get also like kind of like comfortable with this behavior that is not maybe quite at the level that came through in this reading, remember, this could be something that, you know, you could watch a reading and the energy can come through months down the line, and hopefully not, but if it's like, if you're at that point, you're like, oh shoot, I feel like I'm like kind of like I'm flirting with someone who sounds like that, it may be like a flag, it may be like redder than red actually as well, and how honest you are at this point in time at the very beginning can kind of set the stage for how quickly, I'm hearing, you meet also your real future husband. Okay, Leo. Hearing Leo, the sun coming through in the theme, sun upright in your theme, right over the death card in reverse. I'm hearing the doctor's examination was perfectly on time and right. The Eight of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Wands upright. Somebody absolutely, like, they shredded. I'm hearing the whole, I'm hearing show apart. They let it all out. I'm hearing they let it from A to Z. They said, hey, this is the whole situation. So what you're dealing with. I'm hearing is borderline. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that with the Temperance card in reverse. No judgment to anyone who may associate with a certain type of also personality, sort of function or feature. Now, we have here in the first stack, let's jump into the first stack. Son of Swords in reverse, Six of Wands upright. Remember, I'm just kind of chilling what's going through. Take it as you will, Cancer. It's always a matter of perspective and interpretation. Love and light to all, right? We're all on this journey of finding that ultimate soul satisfaction. And so, Six of Wands upright and the Son of Swords in reverse, and love and light to all on this journey. Six of Wands upright, Son of Swords in reverse. You know, okay, so, and I want to also mention this, you know, just because someone also, like, let's say, really poses us with a very hard question, and be it ourselves at certain times, like, wow, I really play, like, this sort of, like, manipulative game with myself. Am I the one who's, like, making myself, like, need to talk to Maurice now? Like, what's going on? It's like, okay, I don't know what that's going to, but take it as well. And Not to say that also like talking to a therapist or somebody who like poses as one is like a bad thing, not at all. But for a number of you, it's like somebody perhaps feels like, well, at times, right, like certain people may come into our life, absolutely, and they do. And I've written about this on my Instagram, a number of times. Box of Adventures, if you do feel guided, even Alchemy and You as well, two Instagrams there. But the Box of Adventures is more like kind of personal, and so I would write about this concept, and it's like, it's funny because it kind of came through right before I, met certain soulmates. It was like, wow, this is my own advice to myself, and, really writing it is different than taking it on and interpreting it and whatever else. So, but, we meet these sort of soulmates, and they all have their own sort of, like, part in the story. They all have their own sort of script, their own sort of story of their own as well, and when we meet people, they kind of like come to this point to reflect certain things for us. And does it make them wrong or bad? Like, if somebody played the role of like, I'm hearing the teacher, I'm hearing who didn't talk to us. Like, I don't know what that's like. I'm hearing a program that didn't like pass our, I'm hearing the drunk dad. I'm hearing, everyone has sort of their promotion mechanism by which they allow us as well to see ourselves more clearly. And those supposed like really difficult situations and connections, ultimately is it that they find us in a point of also fascination with our absolute gifts. And so for a number of you, it's like, we realize perhaps sometimes like, well, these things and maybe even the decisions that, have been made, ultimately, like, is it about feeling like, wow, I'm so bad or I'm wrong for like having like lived through this cycle, like even as long as I did. And I don't know let's say how long it's been going on for. Leo, I'm hearing Leo strongly again. Scorpio, Pisces, a very specific message for a number of you. Cancer, but it's like, I'm hearing Capricorn as well. For a number of you, they work in a restaurant or they own a restaurant of some kind anyways, and it's like, or they work in the field of like food. Anyways, it's like, why did I try to like, make a disaster like, more appropriate? Like maybe someone's like, is it I blame them, or I blame myself? At the end of the day, why is it that we find ourselves in this place, at this time on earth in the way that we do? And ultimately, whatever it is that we kind of like experience, what it is that we sort of tailor that experience through as a message for us. I'm hearing in our highest good, in our highest intention in this life. So, yes, it was hurtful. I'm hearing, yes, perhaps there's pain, but at the end of the day, if I'm the one painting the portrait and I have this paintbrush in my hand, I choose which colors I wish to color with. Yeah, maybe, I can use certain colors that will kind of like make obvious for me, like, wow, that was an experience that maybe I don't want to have again, or maybe that was something that I realized, like, that's not really me. Let me just kind of like incorporate that as something that I can actually value, okay, the lesson of, I'm hearing the learning space of, and ultimately the transmuter of that space. I'm hearing the messenger, I'm hearing of that ability of mine. So in other words, it's like, it could be, at times, like you realize, well, that person actually like did me like a really big favor by making me realize that I was not the person also who I saw myself to kind of like, I'm hearing learn to be in that space. So maybe for another, you're like, wow, like you're looking at yourself, you're like, I'm such a doofus. Like, no, friend, I'm not saying this. Cancer, you're not a doofus, even if letting it is. Let's say that you're handling some space and drugs involved, whatever it was, you're not a doofus, okay, Cancer. But it's like, maybe look back on a situation, you're like, I can't believe I did that. And it's like, I'm hearing your decisions, they kind of like shape, right? Your sort of, your orientation, your perspective of how it is that you actually see yourself. At the end of the day, it's not about them, it's not about the decision, it's about you, right? And what you wish to actually do about what you can do right here, right now. It's very, very exciting. I'm hearing when it comes to the point of realizing that what has been done does not define what can be done. And maybe, at a certain point in time, it's like, wow, the cycle has gone on for so long, and it kind of like, I feel like it's something that I can do and I've been doing, so like, why would I stop now, sort of thing. But at the end of the day, it's like, again, what has been done does not define me. It's always going to be my choice in every moment in terms of how it is that I choose to either continue the cycle or to kind of like cut. I'm hearing cut the scene right there, ask the director to take a break, and kind of like stand up and get some fresh air and like start to think about the next scene that you actually really do want, okay, to sort of act in. So for a number of you, it's like you're having a realization maybe of not only like the situation Because what I'm getting is on a subconscious level, perhaps for a number of you, like the light bulb did go off, maybe you realize certain things, you're like, yeah, I'm hearing that's definitely like, you know, lashing out is not loving and whatever it is. But anyhow, for a number of you, it's like no judgment as well. Like everybody has their sort of like, maybe they're like points of passion, the way they show it. I'm not sure what's going on here for everyone watching, general reading, but, you know, it's like maybe there were certain red flags for a number of people watching where it's like they really went off and they were like, there were red flags that went off and they were like, that's not something that I want to rewrite also in the textbook. And it's like, if it was something that you felt like you needed to like cover up even, like you don't want to communicate about, maybe it got to the point where it's like, yet again, like I was kind of clear on that, but it was more a matter of how I like I'm hearing mismanaged my own ability to actually I'm hearing drag myself out of the situation that was appointed. And that is not necessarily, you know, necessarily only physical. Again, I don't know the circumstance, I don't know the situation, but you know, at times it's like, what is the sort of space of entrapment? Is it physical? Is it mental? Is it related to, you know, our sort of like emotional sort of even concept space of where we think that we belong in some way, or like where it is that we feel we would like to sort of, you know, realize a space of connection in. So for a number of you, you're like re-representing your role. I'm hearing as well, like to yourself. You're like, wait a second. So I'm starting to understand that I'm not the creator as well of the dream that other people dream of. I'm not like here to like also surprise someone with like this magic pill or wish or, you know, want as well, that describes like, you know, them in this perfect world. Like my responsibility is first to be real with myself in terms of my role that I play in being responsible to ensure that I represent myself truly here. So, you know, at times where I feel like I'm kind of like riding I'm hearing a clubhouse mountain lion, I don't know what that's only do, in order to make it to this sort of like also stage that's been set up for me and like whatever it is, you know, it doesn't have to be my story. I'm hearing that as well, right? So you have the potential, you have the power to kind of puncture the balloon at any time, right? And, you know, it's kind of like, well, I'm hearing, you know, what could happen, right? A jealous streak or two, or what is, who's gonna jump around, right, in the cage. So for a number of you, definitely, okay, like pursue professional help or some kind of professional, I'm hearing communication here. I'm hearing before, during, and after, whatever it is you're thinking about, maybe like carrying out, and especially I'm hearing your parents, please notify people who may be related or could be related, involved, and could be actually at your aid, who have your best interest in mind. So please don't be afraid. I'm hearing this specifically to reach out to also like the radio station that like you listen to. I don't know. So maybe for a number of you, it's a hotline even. Like there's something that, or some kind of like community, and I'm hearing like you read about it online, or like I'm hearing it has related to BuzzFeed. I'm hearing Buzzer, the ticker. Anyways, for a number of you, is related to talking. Now in the stack A, we got Six of Wands and the Sub of Swords. Now, something is actually, it's a surprise. Something is like, it's actually it's interesting. I'm hearing a medium-shaped capability. Somebody realizes like, whoa, I'm like so actually like sensitive. Like I realize maybe this experience like makes me realize that I'm actually like really good at this. I'm hearing as well, like I'm able to pick up on like these really subtle clues. It has to do with like feelings, emotions, and for number it has to do with empathy. So somebody feels like, wow, I'm like, I feel, and empathy is not to be disguised, right? With like getting other people's blues. Okay, like it's not like I'm empathic and I can totally see where you're coming from. So like I'm gonna meet you where you're coming from and we're both gonna walk this, you know. Let's clear that. So for a number of you, it's like, and maybe you realize, let's clear the energy. Let's clear up their eye. Somebody's like, look, you know, it doesn't mean that I have to like cough up the same amount of mucus, blood, sweat, and tears as you do. The same amount of blood, sweat, I'm here too. Same amount of blood and mucus as you. It's like we don't need to be twins, right? Like in this like tragic like love affair that, you know, you look through and then you tell me how to feel through as well. Like that's some seriously out of balance sort of breakdown that is waiting to happen. I'm hearing as well, like when it comes to you and you, when you realize like I'm in no relationship of any kind when it comes to me. am I thinking about myself in the space? Am I saying to myself, like, I love you, I love the decisions you're making every day when you go to bed? Is this something where you feel like you can also applaud yourself? Like, what is that overriding sentiment that you actually like sleep to the thought of? And I think, like, you know, the sort of state that you kind of fall asleep in is rather telling of like the kind of emotions that are processing through from the through the entirety of the day. So if like the quality of your sleep, okay, is kind of like feeling, and I'm not like an expert in this field, but it's just what's coming through. I'm just kind of like channeling this yet again for a number of you, and it's something that I've actually recognized. It's like, well, you know, it's something that I've realized, like, my sleep quality, like, went way down, when I was even, like, around this person. So if you realize, like, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm turning down, but then I'm winding up, like, also in the mind, and then I feel like something is, like, it's just not working. Like, during the day, maybe my mind is turned on alert, but in another way, and then my body is, like, maybe even turned up, or vice versa, and it's, like, so... And then whatever was repressed during the day or like hyper accentuated finds that sort of inverse relationship and dynamic later in the day when I'm getting ready to sleep, when it's me and me. Finally, I'm hearing again together. So for a number of you, it's like, I'm hearing also to connect with one another. So for a number of you, it's like, what are you feeling? Really, really pay close attention to that. Especially when it comes to like your excitement, okay? Like also your libido. I'm hearing what you look forward to. Like, is something feeling more like a task and like that you got to get it in order, or let's clear that, a task. I'm seeing someone like with really short nails that they've been biting. I don't know, let's clear that. But for a number of you, it's like, or is this something like, do I feel like every night I have to have a glass of wine and then like I need to like work off a sweat and then work it out and whatever else? And it's like, is it sort of like a step-by-step, like a protocol, a process, and even like a program? Do I feel like I'm somehow in like this concentration camp of like my own, like, I'm hearing also like, I'm hearing Sweet Beloved's desires. I don't know what that's alluding to. Like, let's clear that. So for number 8, then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. There's something that maybe someone feels is even like distracting. Like, they're like, oh, I wanted to do that. And this other person like pushes them like on the bed and they're like, well, what about this? And this person's like, but wasn't my initial instinct. It wasn't to, you know, do that thing, whatever it is. And this person is like, to start tickling that, you know, I don't know why it doesn't do, but it's kind of manipulative. And so it's kind of also a test. Now, somebody perhaps for that person, they get to the point they realize like it's with themselves. Do I actually like talk for myself? Do I say what I actually like really want? And if I don't want them to tickle me, do I tell them that? Do I, you know, kind of like, you know, test them back also in the ways that they test me? Or is this sort of like an unbalanced, not to say that an eye for an eye makes the world go round, okay, or is fair, but to say, you know, kind of like in evaluating the overall space, am I sort of like okay with there being this space of imbalance where I feel like someone actually also takes advantage of me and my tailored needs? Like, somebody feels like, well, maybe sometimes I just want to like sit and like talk and like have this sort of emotional bonding moment, and this other person's like, I need to like lay in bed and like really okay. So apply your discernment as you do, but somebody who like has this like thing also they blame something on them, like, I just need that, like, just do that, I don't know, let's clear that, like, or just like kind of like, can you just like be in bed, like something sun cycle. Now has to do with libido for a number of you. Now Father of Pentacles upright and then Daughter Swords upright. Somebody feels like something is actually like it's looking up. Okay, very interesting. Wow. Mother of Pentacles, be very careful here. I'm hearing this specifically Cancer. Like, somebody here is sandwiched in between a really sweet storyline and a real sweet spot in it as well. Okay, it's like, wow, we're at the verge of like being able to create everything. Oh my gosh, how exciting. Okay, it's like me and you are in the mother-father domain here. We're here with the Duchess, the Princess. I'm hearing the network, everything. We've got these like new connections we're building. It's a community. We're all building everything from scratch. It's you and me. We're just the parents, I'm hearing, of the trap now. Wow. So for a number of you, I don't know, you got the Daughter of Pentacles as well. Someone has a child and it's like now it becomes someone else's responsibility. They're in Reno, Nevada, Texas, I'm hearing as well. And they need to like take them home. Like, it's something like of a responsibility. They're actually timing something out. They're even strategizing something. And they're like building this relationship. They're really like open to this person. They're like literally taking like care of them. I'm hearing everything from like their button down. I'm hearing their slippers. They're like wiping this person's butt. I don't know what that's alluding to. Take it as you will. Not to say that, you know, caretaking is not right in certain circumstances, whatever it may be. No judgment. I'm not judging, but it's just kind of coming through. Somebody's like, they're bending, okay, like a butt, like they're bending backwards, and it may be literally for this person to like also accomplish like certain tasks that are like, so it's like, is it really like, I don't know if maybe, I don't know the circumstance, is this person sign up so-called for this? Okay, like, is this even like I'm hearing like a cold call, like sort of opportunity that someone's like, hey, you want to be like the maid or the perfect mistress for this one man who's all lonely in his cave in California, and he loves to like, you know, become like your beast between the sheets, like, call us now. Like, what? Okay, let's clear that. So for a number of you, there's something, maybe this metaphorical, they're like, yeah, he becomes like a total like also anonymous third party. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know who he's with. I don't know what he's talking about. He suddenly starts talking like gibberish, and it just makes me feel like jealous for no reason as well. And then I'm like, what's going on? And then I feel like I need to go drink wine, and then I'm like, wait, that doesn't work. And then I wake up and I feel totally like wasted, and then I feel like I can't work, and then that becomes my fault, and then I'm not able to surface. I'm hearing to meet the expectations and needs of the Overlord, of the Father of Pentacles. Okay, but I feel like the Mother of Pentacles, who's caretaking. I'm hearing the Daughter of Pentacles. Suddenly I feel like I have this really big responsibility that makes me feel like the reign, I'm hearing, is mine over the kingdom that I actually can't keep. I'm hearing tabs on even. I'm hearing I can't keep control of. I'm hearing at certain times of the day. For a number of you, someone's actually locked out of the home at certain times of the day, and they're not told why. They're not told where to go instead, and they're actually not even, I'm hearing, walked home later. I don't know what I'm hearing after that. I don't know. Let's clear that. Cancer, Daughter Pentacles, Father Pentacles. Now, for a number of you, this is even like someone who's like a maid in a house, and it's totally like unrealistic in terms of human life. Okay, like it's like you expect a human to basically live off of like dog feed. That's real sad, but this is something like perhaps that is unfortunately a reality in certain parts of the world as well. Like they treat this person like, hi, you have like a little cage, you're gonna crawl in there, you're gonna be comfortable. Okay, bye. And it's like, what? Let's really clear that, Cancer. Somebody here, and this came through in the Libra reading, okay, like even in the Leo reading, someone was like, that's not okay. Okay, like somebody maybe even like they heard of this, they're like, wait, what? They held you in the class for like that many hours to clean out the fishbowl like that? Are you freaking crazy? And you're getting paid what? I'm hearing one French dime. I'm hearing, let me call up another nanny. I'm hearing to clean you up because I think you're the mess now. I mean, like, some of you feel like some of this is a disaster. It's totally like taking a toll on this person's like whole reality as well. They're like, but I'm like the best nanny. They tell me I'm like the best shopkeeper, and like I shampoo all of the dogs like perfectly fine. This person's like, I'm sorry, like they're treating you like the dog. Okay, I'm hearing that they're not actually showing any real distinction if you think about it. They're not, and this might not be like to this level. There's always a take it as you will, right? This is, you know, again, general reading. It may not be to this level. This is like someone's like, well, I'm an intern and they're making me like wash the plates. Is this the way that, you know, like Windsor turns into like the wretched, wicked witch of the West that like doesn't let anyone like walk home after midnight, and then we have to like sleep over and like work over? Like, I don't know. Let's clear that out. No. If you have some kind of like internship that's like, well, we're gonna watch over you, sleep over, like, freaking, I live in my house, I need to go home, I need to sleep there, I need to make sure that I wake up at the sunrise, that's when I'll be back. I need to make sure that I get 6 hours of sleep at least. I'm not gonna be here, I'll say. Also, I'm hearing always, I'm hearing popping your zits also for you, like something has actually crossed a boundary, it's crossed a line, like whatever this is was actually like not in the contract, but they know that. I'm hearing women of color actually will not reach out of their pocket to call, I'm hearing, the police on them on that. Ouch, Cancer. This is real clear. It's getting real clear. The storyline here is unfortunate. I'm not I'm not having to have to channel this, but this is a very real situation, maybe that somebody feels they need to like blow the whistle on. Now, what's actually interesting is that whoever this is, and this came through in the under, you feel that you feel guided to also watch the reading that may provide further insights into this situation. I would highly recommend to watch the Daughter of this is the Daughter of Swords, perhaps as a Libra energy. The Libra reading, even the Leo reading. Now let's get back into it. You got there again, Daughter of Swords with the Daughter of Pentacles this time. What's interesting is that somebody actually, it's really interesting. I'm seeing like this person was taken care of. They kind of like work with them. Okay, and it is like the child of maybe like the Mr. and Mrs. here. If this is not like for whatever, this may be a relationship, someone's like holding you in this position to like kind of care for this, is sort of like this community even, or this child, whatever it is. And then it's like, but for a number of you, this is like two parents who are like, they have this person like wrapped up in like, I'm hearing the helms, and they're like, hey, so yeah, you're hostage, and we're gonna have you help with anything that we need. And maybe that involves like a spank or two every now and then. I don't know what that's alluding to. That's, again, really unfortunate. Hopefully not, dear Cancer. But we have the Daughter of Swords mirroring the Daughter of Pentacles, and at a certain point in time, it's like they start to work together, or somebody like they work with someone. It's like totally like, this came from the Libra reading. It's almost like it comes out of like absolutely nowhere. Like this person walks into the room at night and they're like, hey, like, are you on water? Like, and they're like, they realize that situation is just not even sanitary. Okay, as like a person who's not even a decision maker, they're like, I know that there's something like really wrong with the way that they're also like, they're like missing you every time they hit. What? Come on, Cancer. All right. So, you know, it's like, for a number of you, it's like, I'm hearing it's just for pleasure. Like someone really like, they need to blow the whistle on this, and they know what's going on here. For a number of you, this is like someone, Daughter of Pentacles, who they have like knowledge of what's going on here. I'm hearing the letter H. I'm hearing also it's related to history. It's something that is like, they kind of have this like this workout routine that's related to it. I don't know what that's about. There's something like they like kind of, there's something even like somebody in like a guru or something like in the media, in the mainstream media, like they like kind of talked about this. It was I don't know what this is alluding to. Take it as well, Leo. I'm hearing Leo, Libra. So something that like someone had presented, like it was like a chief, even like I'm hearing executive officer, like they're like some chosen. I'm hearing municipary. What's that? What is that? Municipary? Like they're like, yeah, like we have these prime ministers. Oh, okay, with the Father Pentacle, I'm hearing we have this like minister, and like they move these people around like from one door to the next. What's that about? Like they're constantly they got this turnover rate of like maids, and they're like, what the hell is going on in there? Like, why are they all they're all in the home, and they're all by design as well. I don't know what that's like. They all kind of have these like, I'm hearing like these big lips and like best friends that show up every night. I don't know what, no judgment, but it's like, that's just what's coming through Cancer. I'm just channeling what's coming through. Someone's like, I can't help but notice that there's also like this trend. It's like a cycle, and it's like kind of, it's like something that we want to know more about, but not really, if you know what I mean. Like we feel like something's up, something's not right, and it's not really like realistic for us to like knock on the door and be like, hey, it's your roommate. I'm hearing as well, what's going on? I kind of feel responsible. Like maybe someone's neighbor as well, and they're like, yeah, I feel like something's up, and I'm not really here to like open a can of worms, if you know what I mean. But I just want to like maybe like make a date to like sit down with you and maybe like look at your like your talk. I don't know. It's like, that's weird, but maybe someone's like, so I don't want to say they're like naive, but they kind of like open this in a way where they just like, they literally do not know like also what's going on here. Like they know something's off, but they're like, they don't know that like the letter G stands for something other than good. I'm hearing, or great. It's actually like Okay, I don't know. Cancer, let's not go there. But the Falling Pentacles upright. I'm hearing give me more of that. Okay, let's clear that. Daughter Pentacles upright, Father Pentacles, Mother Pentacles upright, Daughter Swords. Like, for a number of you, someone's like, yeah, again, like, they cannot even fathom that a family also would, like, allow for this to happen. Like, I'm hearing even in their vicinity, they're like, wait, their house, there's no way, like, what? Like, all these houses on the block, I'm hearing, we're all best friends, we, like, look after each other's, like, boys, girls, and, like, what? Like, how can this be that, like, someone from, you know, I'm hearing also Somalia, I don't know, judgment at all, Cancer, but it's just coming through. It might be something that is, like, somebody, then it could even be a Somalian community, and maybe someone in this space is, like, is kind of, like, they're seeing something that's a little bit, like, odd, like, I don't know, take as well, no judgment, again, but somebody is, like, look, it's just a little concerning, and they're, like, the way that they approach it is, like, we just want to, like, kind of maybe, like, talk about what is, like, also right and wrong in the community. Like, it's like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, with a freaking the fantasy Fortune 500 CEO, Father Pentacles with Mother Pentacles, you want to talk about the future forecast of, like, the children? Okay, and, like, their child and why they're sometimes limping, and then you want to talk about, like, this other, like, learning curve that you feel is taking place with this other, I'm hearing lost, I'm hearing the letter L. I'm hearing Lisbon. Hold on. I'm hearing the letter L. I'm hearing Lily. Like, I don't know. Let's clear that. It's like with this other, like, you know, someone who looks like completely, actually, like, they're still in their learning years. Like, this is the Daughter of Swords and the Daughter of Pentacles. The way I'm describing this, like, the Daughter of Swords sounds like she's, like, some kind of, you know, seriously experienced caretaker who works with some kind of, like, very advanced, okay, like, undergraduate master's school degree program for taking care of, I'm hearing the geriatrics, I'm hearing most advanced and complicated cases. She's, like, freaking 14, I'm hearing specifically, years old. She may be, like, 4 months older than the Daughter of Pentacles, okay? Like, we're talking about somebody who took fantasy straight out of a book, maybe even, like, a kind of, like, boardroom conversation, and they started to wink again. I'm hearing at one another. I'm hearing not about the work that they needed to do or the proposal that they needed to pass. I'm hearing the next month, but more so the project that was kind of personal. So for a number of you, let's clear that. Somebody actually realizes that, yikes, I'm hearing this is not like, hey, nice to meet you. You're, like, our surprise neighbor. We never really got to meet you, and we really didn't introduce ourselves to each other. You're kind of, like, raiding the property a little bit, maybe with, like, some of the, like, the radio sounds here and there, like, but that's not a huge deal. Yeah, so somebody's like, okay, like, they kind of very quickly, they get the impression that this person is, like, they're really not friendly, okay? Like, not just not friendly, but they're, like, they have this, like, really, they have this, like, very, also, like, they feel like this person is, like, they're not good. I'm hearing they're not out for good. They're not here to also, like, spread. I'm hearing, like, a sense of, like, welcome amongst others. They're not like, hey, why don't you come over? Like, no, there's none of that. It's like, hey, we're good. Okay, like, get on your lawn now. Like, it's that kind of feeling, okay? For a number of you, like, this person is like, we're good. Actually, you know, we're too good. So it's like that kind of feeling. They get this impression perhaps from this family. They're feeling like something is, like, off. Okay, even about like the females in the tribe. I'm hearing as well in the tribe. What's that about? They're like, the way she looks like she's lost her mind. She's kind of lost. She's loopy. She's, like, loving life, but, like, she's actually looking, like, for some kind of secret escape. Like, this person actually looks like they're hyped up. I'm hearing on Hugh Hefner's, like, hottest air balloon right now. I don't know what that's only, and it's like, yeah, it's not a good look. I'm hearing she really looks like she's also responsible for something, and she feels maybe even a little bit like she's got this attitude to, like, kind of, like, manage the feeling of guilt. I don't know what that is, like, holy moly, like, she's totally, like, a mom, but without, like, I'm hearing a mother to, like, kind of, like, talk for her. I don't know why. It's like this person, like, they don't know how to mother the kids. This was someone may feel, no judgment. Cancer. This is not me speaking. I'm just channeling this. This is a very specific, perhaps, situation, space. If you're watching this and you're like, it's totally not my talk, but you're like, hey, it's a telenovela. I want to do that. All right, now and then. All right, there's something that maybe just like, I don't know. And we're not done with the reading. It could kind of evolve over time. But for a number of you, it's like this is something that is just, there's tension building as well, and it is in the community, and a number of people, they're like getting ready to like really call it out, and this energy came through very strongly in Libra reading, even Leo. So if you do feel guided, feel free to watch those readings. But it's like somebody's looking even at, like, I'm hearing the letter M here with the Mother of Pentacles, like they're looking at her and they're thinking, she's just made up. Like I'm hearing she's not a, I'm hearing she's a mall doll. I'm hearing that. So like somebody calls someone like a mall doll. I'm hearing milking the man. I don't know what. I'm hearing dry clean, like in a few, I'm hearing months, like she will have everything moved out of the house. Okay. Everything, all the shelves will be reoriented. Okay. To suit also her new man's I'm hearing maiden name. I don't know. You're my new hero. I'm hearing here's the home that I present to you. Like, how much can you also like make in relation to this last Humphrey Bogart looking character that kind of like broke my nose last time? Let's not talk about that. God forbid. And it's not funny, right? This is coming through. Like somebody actually, like, they feel like it's something that they almost like, they're in their own sort of cycle here, right? I don't know what that's alluding to, but it's like they got this like sort of, they got this like story that they keep up with their own life. It's like not for everyone. And then they may be that they are truly there again. This sort of similar sort of like, wow, I kind of like the way that like they treat me like trash. God forbid. It's clear that. Okay, but like they look at the space and they're like, wow, like they teach me about how bad like people can be. Like I want to just get like, I want to go from bad to like bad. Or okay, so like they're in this seriously, like they might actually be taking some sort of, they can't be thinking straight with that kind of like mentality where they want that. I'm hearing that specifically. No judgment. That might be what someone perceives of the space, right? So there are levels and degrees, Cancer, right? Okay, it's like, wait, so I love it when he like makes me moan. Is that bad? This was like getting real paranoid here. Like, wait a second. So like I have these fantasies and like now, so am I like twisted? Okay, so this is like a scale, Cancer, right? I'm hearing that. So like this is like something where you've got like, I'm hearing this like promise for no prenup up front, like promise me that there will be no prenup, and then we will promote each other, okay, and then I will like pass your name on, and I will make sure that the temple knows about it. I'm here, I don't know what that's alluding to, and it's like I will make sure that also like everyone talks about you at the right time, the right place. I'm gonna talk I'm hearing to all the other I'm hearing mumps, I'm hearing sisters, I don't know what that's alluding to, like all the other like some kind of community. They're like, I'm gonna get everyone, don't worry, like to like make you want them as well. Like I don't know what that's alluding to, right? Make you an offer as well, and may even be like cultural, like someone goes back to their like their culture, their community, and I don't know what that means. Who's to say that one culture or community belongs to a certain person in a certain way? Like they could do well, but anyways, it's like, yeah, I'm hearing, and then it's like, well, and then I'm gonna like ride off in your freaking Rolls Royce, the one that you didn't buy me, but the one that also like you own, and like, yeah, you're gonna lose it all, and then I'm gonna just replace your name with someone else's, and then I'm gonna like do the same thing over, and I'm gonna like make sure again, like you have to promise me, like you're not gonna like put me in that space where I feel like and they have their own sort of like, yeah, their own thing. Okay, so somebody is like, they're in this maybe like cycle of like, I'm hearing real sad songs here on rewind, on loop, and it's like the other person is, there are like 3 people involved, even like maybe 4 or 5. They're like living in this condition, in this conditional environment as well, and they're like, yeah, it's like all called something, but it's nothing at all, and then it's like, I just witness everything. I don't know. So Cancer, let's clear that, please. Love and light to everyone. Major love and light to all characters on this on this so-called fantasy show. Like, I don't know, this is maybe even like, this is fantasy, maybe this was like something that someone, they're watching on television as well, or they're like reading about, maybe something truly that's something that someone's reading about, and they're like, I need to take leadership on in this space. And it could be something that someone's like, truly, they're like, well, maybe something even that they're like, well, if it doesn't, like, if it's also like already at this level, it can only get worse. So maybe we need to like talk to the whole committee and like have the community, I'm hearing, call it out. So yeah, so people don't want to get personal. They don't want to get like personally invited to the opportunity to address the pumpkin in the patch that looks poisonous. If you know what I mean, Cancer. Okay, it's like, I don't want to be the one to pick it out of the patch, not me. I don't want to have that whole, like, yeah, and they really don't want to be. They're like, that is dangerous on so many levels, they may feel it. So they feel like, okay, look, maybe they're thinking, like, they want to, like, kind of gravitate towards, they're leaning towards maybe even some kind of, like, really, like, I'm hearing it's a problem solving community. I'm hearing committee. They have like a really convoluted way of handling situations like this. They're not like gonna come out and be like, you're under arrest, fucker. No, they're not gonna do that. This is more like, we follow them home, we flirt with their wife, we find their kids after school, we call them cute names, we say things that we shouldn't, we walk with them home, and we walk straight through the door. That is the kind of, even like, we need to understand the process that this cycle lives through, because if we just cut it right here, we just call it all out, we have lost all of our, I'm hearing, our coins, all of our tokens that we could have accumulated, all the little points, the hinters, right? So somebody wants to actually unravel the whole, I'm hearing, foundation here of what this fantasy actually resides on the basis of. For number 8, it's actually psychological, and someone may be actually undoing it in some way. Love and light to enjoy this period, Cancer. Oh my. Please pass this message on if you do feel guided in whatever way that you do. Now, thank you again for tuning in. Love and light to you. Bye. No, Cancer, I'm hearing this specifically. I'm hearing cornering them in with the Daughter of Cups leading out with the Sun and the Tempest card in reverse. Now, these cards actually lead out of the 3rd stack. So for a number of you, there's something that you're even like recalling. Someone is actually like testifying something. They're even like feeding information. It could be to an investigation group. They're actually giving really, really like specific information here. They may actually like have, they may be a family member of someone here, and they may be actually relaying information. Love and light to you. Bye. No, Cancer, I'm hearing they are testifying. There actually could be somebody who is in the environment who is as well related to the space. They might actually be they may have actually kind of like, they may have like been introduced even to this. Well, they may have had some sort of experience, perhaps exposure to this, whatever the space was. Love and light too. And it may be actually the energies that came through in the general reading, even let's say members of that family that might have been a focus. Love and light to you. Bye.